Your passion for the extreme side of things could be skateboard and BMX, but you have a real passion for Supercross as well.
I've always been a moto dude. It's not really a good story, but I rode moto when I was a little kid, and I convinced my father to sell my bike for a ticket to America to come over here to be a pro skateboarder. So I knew it at a young age that I loved it, but I wasn't going to be Chad Reed. But I had a feeling I was going to be Tony Hawk. I was a little bit off, but I got a sweet career out of it, sweet ride. Now I'm back in the moto world again.
You come to, and I know you're a sportsman at heart, so when you come to the very first event of the year, we've often heard people come into Anaheim, you know, MC hype to the hill, Carmichael hype to the hill, James Stewart, and it seems like it's always somebody that kind of comes out of the shadows at the opening round that kind of steals the thunder from everyone.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything out of me except Chad Reed. That's all you're going to get.
The Australian
Kawasaki, Team Australia, you know what I mean? He's half black, so am I. This is going down.
What does Red Dragon exactly pertain to? Where does that come from in your...
Friggin' skateboard company that I don't even own. It's the worst move ever. It started a long time ago. I was a part of a thing in Vancouver where some skaters, you know, we called ourselves the Red Dragons, and I was stuck in Vancouver because I got deported. They were trying to deport me, and instead of going through and getting deported, I hid in Vancouver for a year until I got good enough to get somebody to give me a green card or a P1, an athlete visa. So while I was there, I became a Red Dragon, got the tattoo, and then 3 of us became some of the better skateboarders in the world, and turned into a skateboard shop, turned into a clothing line, and then I got drunk and became a terrible skateboarder and got a job on the radio. And then I say Red Dragon. Red Dragons means smashing stuff. Red Dragons means going for it. Red Dragons means it used to be when we would break stuff. It used to be when security would try and kick me out. I'd be like, really? Why don't you try and kick me out? Because I was always the bigger. I wasn't very good at street skating, but I was a great street skater to have around, because if you were security and you pick up, because little skateboarders, they're like 5-foot little skinny dudes. So I'm a massive beast to skateboarders, you know what I mean? They're like, man, and I'm from Australia, everyone thinks Australians will kill people. Everyone thinks that I'm one step from stabbing, which is not, I'm not even letting you in the tattoo, just the image. Maybe I am. I'm not going to tell you. You don't know. Maybe I have a knife in my pocket. You don't know me. See what I mean?
I do. So, I know your pain right now.
What's that? Wolf knife laser shots. That's right. I could have that, which would mean security would have to make me leave, and I wouldn't get to see Chad Reed win today. So no. But it became that. Red Dragons became that. Then now, when my daughter drops something, I say Red Dragons. When a waiter drops a glass, I say Red Dragons. I say it too much on the radio. Everyone else says it. It's just it just means go for it now.
You know, when you think about, and you folks as well, when you start thinking about somebody that has a job in the industry, maybe they're a racer, then maybe they're somebody that's in the clothing industry or the helmet industry, that's their job. You're the founder of a magazine. You head up the outdoor motocross series. Your family heads up the GNCC series, and then just for fun, you put on the graduating amateur event of all time, Loretta Lynn's. When do you have time for anything else non-moto related?
You know what? It's my life. It's you know, I grew up in a motocross family. My dad wanted to be a great rider, but that didn't work out. And I wanted to be a great rider, and that didn't work out. And I just you know, motocross is it's a lifestyle sport. And, you know, we're all so enthusiastic about it. And I just figured out a way to talk about it all the time, and write about it all the time. And anybody who has a job in the motocross industry is someone who wasn't good enough to actually get paid on a motorcycle. I'm that guy.
First place in points. Who do you think's leaving here with the points lead?
I would say, and you're putting me on the spot, but
Chad Reed.
Don't sugarcoat it. Who's your favorite rider?
It's either going to be Chad Reed or Mitch Cumstein.
Mitch always does a good job. Carlo Cohen could be in the mix as well, and you never write off Rick State.
I would like to see someone who's never won a Supercross before, like Josh Grant last year. Honestly, I mean, I think Chad's going to get his wins, Bubba's going to get his wins, Ryan Bilko is going to get his wins, but if someone like Justin Brayton, or Ryan Dungey, or I like that. To me, that's a better story.
Do you think it was easier for Carmichael during his run of championships to not be to not be necessarily labeled #1?
He always said that when you put that #1 on your back, your bike gets a lot heavier, everything gets heavier. And he liked being #4, but after a while it became synonymous. But I think one of the next guys coming on might be better able to answer that question.
Showtime.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are going to bring out another guest, but before we do so, folks, we'd like to take a commercial break. And when we come back, the man with 72 career Supercross wins will be talking to Jeremy McGrath. Hang tuned, we got a little commercial break.
My formula for success? Provide the best equipment and you'll naturally attract the best riders. For over 10 years, Thor and Pro Circuit have been a winning team. Winning is a result of hard work and dedication. That's what Pro Circuit believes, and that's what Thor believes. My team, my choice.
Now, as a retired Supercross racer, how was it that you were able to adapt so quickly from the 125 to the 250?
I really don't know. It was just kind of I rode 125s and confidence on Mitch's team with the team on the peak Pro Circuit team, and I mean, ever since I was little, my dream was to race the premier class. That was the 250 class at the time, and I think I was just dying to get there, and the sooner I could get there, the better. And all along the way is I was using my motocross and trying to get better at motocross so I could get the opportunity to race Supercross. And finally, when I did, it was a lot of guys kind of fold up when the lights come on, and I seem to have a better time at it. Kind of helped me shine. So I don't really know what the exact formula was, but it worked. All I can hope for, as you guys do, as a fan, is I want to see some good racing, and hopefully we get a Thor guy up front.
Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to over the last 2 years.
Well, yeah, I do race trucks, but you guys got to realize it's like 8 weekends a year, and with these things, they're $250,000 to drive. You can't. It's not like you can load them up and go practice. So racing trucks is cool, but I ride my motorcycle like 10 times more still. I mean, my motorcycle is what I do, and I'm fortunate to get to go race the races overseas, and I'm still into it. I love it. I'm a huge fan, and anything that has to do with the motorcycle I'm still into. But the past 2 years for me, mostly been just doing stuff with Thor, working with Monster, working with my sponsors. Obviously, trying to help develop the race team bike for Andrew and Davey, and last year Ivan. So that keeps me plenty busy. I get the opportunity to ride Works bikes still, which is awesome, and I think the truck racing is really fun. And RJ, who's my hero by the way, is in the series and beat me this year. So I'd like to beat him next year or this year. But I mean, my bike is my main thing, and I'm just raising my family we're having a good time with that.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, I know that for every person in this room, the bike is the main thing. I have 3 of the most successful personalities in the world that are sitting off to my left, your right. A nice round of applause for Davey Coons, Jason Ellis, and Jeremy McGrath.